Hi, my name is Jaden and I am the dietitian working with your healthcare team today. Your physician asked me to stop by because you've had a recent hospitalization for pneumonia and you've mentioned ongoing issues with appetite and breathing. I'd like to talk with you about how you've been eating and how nutrition can support your recovery and overall strength. My goal is to understand your experience and work with you, not to overwhelm you with instructions. Would it be okay if we talked for a few minutes?
Yes, that's fine.
How have you been feeling since coming home from the hospital?
Tired. I don't have much appetite and I get short of breath easily.
That sounds really uncomfortable. When do you notice the breathing feels worse?
Mostly when I lie down or try to eat a full meal.
What kinds of foods have you been able to eat recently?
Mostly soup and toast. Heavier foods don't sound good.
It sounds like your appetite has been lower and eating feels tiring, especially with your breathing changes. That must be frustrating. I also want to recognize that you're managing several health conditions and medications, including your heart condition and blood thinner. That's a lot to keep track of every day. Would it be okay if I explained how your heart, kidneys, and nutrition are connected?
Yes, go ahead.
After pneumonia, the body uses more energy to heal, which increases your need for calories and protein. At the same time, older adults often experience reduced appetite and muscle loss, which can make recovery slower. Your symptoms, which were shortness of breath when lying down and waking up breathless, suggest your heart may not be pumping as efficiently as it should. When the heart weakens, fluid can back up into the lungs, making breathing more difficult. This is commonly seen in heart failure. Your labs show elevated BUN and creatinine, which suggests your kidneys are not filtering waste as efficiently. That can happen when blood flow is reduced. Your potassium is slightly low, which is important because potassium helps regulate heart rhythm and muscle function. Because you take warfarin, vitamin K intake needs to stay consistent so your medication remains effective. Can you walk me through what a normal day of eating looks like for you right now?
I usually skip breakfast. I eat a small lunch and dinner depends on how I feel.
Do you prepare the meals yourself?
Yes, but I don't always feel like cooking.
That makes sense, especially when energy is low. As we age, the body naturally loses muscle mass, which is called sarcopenia. After illness like pneumonia, that process can happen faster if protein intake is too low. Protein helps maintain muscle strength, immune function, and healing. Fluids and sodium also play an important role because too much sodium can worsen fluid retention and breathing difficulty. At the same time, not eating enough can lead to weakness, dizziness, and slow recovery. Based on what you've shared, small frequent meals may be easier than large meals. Instead of 3 big meals, eating 5 to 6 smaller meals can reduce fatigue and shortness of breath during eating. Examples include yogurt with fruit, scrambled eggs, oatmeal, soups with lean protein, or soft sandwiches. Increasing protein intake in small amounts throughout the day can help preserve muscle strength. It may also help to choose lower sodium foods like fresh or frozen vegetables, home prepared meals, and low sodium soups. Because of your warfarin, you do not need to avoid leafy greens, but it is important to eat similar amounts of foods like spinach or kale each week so your medication stays stable. What feels like the hardest part of eating right now?
I just don't feel hungry, and cooking feels like too much effort.
That makes sense. If things were a little easier, what is one small change you feel you could try?
Maybe eating something small in the morning, like yogurt.
That's a very realistic starting point. On a scale from 1 to 10, how confident do you feel about trying that?
Maybe a 7.
What would help move that closer to an 8?
If I had easy food ready in the fridge.
That's a really practical solution.